this is the moment right here. Hopefully one of you is going to see this, go to that website, and then your life will change forever. Hey guys, thank you for watching. For this video, I want to talk to you guys about Workaway. I mentioned it a couple of times in my videos, but I just kept telling you to go to the website and find out for yourself. I also released a video of how the process that I took to become a Workaway host. And then I just realized earlier that I don't have a video explaining it. I just keep referring you to the website, but even if I do that, if I don't give you some kind of context, it's going to be kind of hard to understand what a big deal it is. Okay, so first let me talk to you guys about how I discovered Workaway. So last year, somewhere around March, April, I started listening to audiobooks because my commute to the weddings was about 45 minutes each way. So I started listening to The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And that guy laid it all out. Like, he tells you how to travel the world. He talks about how the biggest reason that people don't travel is fear. And when he said that, I realized that, every time I tell people that I'm from Mexico, they start asking me about the cartels. Every time I tell them about, I grew up in South Central LA, they start asking me about gangs and drive-bys and all that. And so it is the number one reason why people don't travel. It's the fear of the unknown. Now, everything has two sides, right? The fear of the unknown, so it keeps you from leaving your comfort area. It forces you kind of to stay in your little bubble and not let that bubble get disturbed. But at the same time, when you get excited about something, when you feel that adrenaline rush, is usually when you're scared of something. When something gives you fear and you overcome that fear and face it head on. And I don't know if travel for everybody is exciting as it is for me, but the first time that I went to Japan, I realized that I was excited, not because I was in Japan, but because I somehow was born in a little town in Mexico, and then all of a sudden I'm in Japan, a whole different culture, a whole different country, and that excitement was from being in a new place and the excitement of meeting new people and seeing new things. So anyways, back to Workaway. Tim Ferriss uses Workaway as a reference on one of his chapters. Out of curiosity, I decided to go to the workaway.info website, and my mind was blown. I just couldn't believe that the system existed that you can do this. So I'm going to take you guys to the website and explain to you what I saw and why I am just ridiculously excited about being able to, host people, and also eventually, once I retire from the military, be able to become a Workaway. And I don't know if you can see my excitement, but this is the moment right here. Hopefully one of you is going to see this, go to that website, and then your life will change forever. That's how I feel about it. So let me show you guys what this Workaway thing is all about. All right, guys, here we go. Are you ready to get your mind blown? I'm not trying to oversell this, but I'm telling you, this is gonna be amazing for you. Okay, so workaway.info is a website. There's two types of membership. One is as a host, which is free, and that means that you can host somebody in your home from anywhere in the world. They come to your house, they stay with you, they eat your food. In exchange for that, they give you 4 to 5 hours a day of work, 5 days a week. Right now, I have a Workaway couple staying with us. They're on their third Workaway. Their first one was at Switzerland, where they helped a family who was using tree houses as a resort. They would help them clean up and deal with the customers. Then they went to Greece. In Greece, they were helping with an olive farm, so they helped with that. With us right now, they're just kind of helping us with the kids, the house. The second type of account is as a Workaway. And that's when you go and find a host that can host you, and you work for them for the 4 to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. All right. So if we go on here, let me see how much it costs. For register as a host, it's free. Register as a volunteer. So you click on that. Okay. They call them volunteers. I call them Workawayers. And so right now, price $34 a year for 1 year. So you pay $34 for 1 year to have access to hundreds of thousands of hosts all over the world. That is crazy. $34 is nothing. Nothing when you're getting free accommodations, free food. I'm going to go back to the main page, and then we're going to look for host. Okay, so host lists. Okay. Now, remember, I have a family. So it's me, my wife, and 2 kids. So I have to look for hosts that can host families, right? And I'm just going to pick a place like Italy. Okay, I want to go to Italy. So I hit Europe. Look for Italy. Now, I don't have a specific region, so I'm just going to leave that. All right. And right now, I can see there's 2,590 hosts in Italy. That's a lot. Okay. So then I want more search options. For us, it's going to be more than 2. So I go more than 2. Now the ratings, it's depending on your comfort level. Like if this is your first time and you're not comfortable with a host that doesn't have any kind of reviews, you can choose it from here. So I'm just gonna leave that alone, and then I'm gonna go down to can host families. That's good enough. So I'm just gonna put on there can host families. Okay, so now I have 135 hosts in Italy that can host a family. Okay, so I click on that, and it's going to show me the list of all the hosts. Okay, this is Italy, right? So Italy right there, you can see there's a bunch. So I'm just going to scroll down until I see something. Homeschooling, work, laugh, love, and music in San Paolo di Geri, Italy. Okay, homeschooling. So you would assume that we would help with the homeschooling. Food foresting by Mediterranean Sea in Sicily. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not the best reader, so help with renovation of a 500-year-old castle near the natural park of Cercio. That sounds interesting to me, so I'm just going to click on that. All right, it brings me to their portfolio. So that right off the bat, that picture gets me. That's cool. All right, so you look down, the host is 85%. If it's 85%, it doesn't mean that they got negative ratings. A lot of the times, if they don't have any ratings at all, they go at 85% until they start getting ratings. So like my host portfolio right now, my host profile right now, I think it's 85, just because we haven't gotten rated since our first workawayers are still with us. All right, so reply rate 100%. So every time you send these guys a message, they reply. Okay, so if we look at the map, it gives you area map. It doesn't have an address, so it just gives you an area map where this place is going to be at. So I'm just going to zoom out. I've never been to Italy, so okay, so somewhere around the center of Italy on the west coast, it looks like. Okay, so that's the map. Availability, you go on here, that's the calendar. So they're saying that they're wide open in February, March, April, May, and then they have limited availability June, July, August from that point on. Okay, and so you can actually look at 2019 too if you wanted to. If you wanted to plan it out a year in advance, you can do that. And you can already start sending them messages that you're interested in going in 2019. Okay, so that gives you a description right there. That's where you find out who you're dealing with. We are a couple from Barcelona and Italy with the spirit of who are returning to nature. Sounds like they're not native speakers in English that live here at a 500-year-old house. That's cool. Okay, so you can read that. It tells you who they are, then the type of help. So they expect you to help with gardening, building, general maintenance, help with the eco projects. So help with the eco projects is really generic. A lot of the times it's just like a little garden, or maybe they're trying to set up solar or some kind of a waterway. Or irrigation system or something like that. Okay, we need help for the maintenance of the house because now we are focused writing the project. This maintenance are from cleaning the garden to repair things, cut the wood. So you can tell these guys English is second language, but that's the whole point. The whole point is to go somewhere where you can actually learn the language. They speak Italian, English, Spanish, and Catalan. Catalan is a dialect in Spain. So my family speaks English, Spanish, and Japanese. So it'd be a perfect place to go because we can help them with their English. We can even teach them some Japanese, and my daughters can practice their Spanish, right? So that's cool. Accommodations, we can give a room with toilet and share our lunches. I don't know what that means. Lunches, I guess, food. Or what else? We have dogs and cats and rats and mosquitoes and frogs and humans, and we need 1 or 2 volunteers you can arrive near and train. Now, this for me, I'm okay with dogs and cats and even mosquitoes and all that stuff. But my wife, Megu, she's allergic to dogs and cats, so the fur, right? Now, it's a castle, so maybe it's wide open and it's not going to be an issue. But for her, just thinking about my whole family, for her, as cool as living in a castle would be, she's allergic to cats. So either we love it and we decide to go and she's just going to have to take medication, or we pass and we'll find another one, okay? They have internet access, they have pets, and they smoke. Now, I'm not a smoker. My wife, she's not a smoker, so for me, that's like a no-go. So I probably wouldn't go with them. But anyways, that's the whole point. I have 100 and something hosts to choose from. Okay, and so we're starting the project and blah blah blah. This is like they explain to you why or what kind of cultural experience you're gonna have with them. Okay, and then they expect 5 hours a day, 5 days a week work. So that means that the rest of the day and the weekends or whatever days they decide not to put you to work, they're yours. They're yours to travel, to go see Italy, to go and take a Italian class, or go eat some Italian food, or learn take a class on culinary, how to cook Italian food. So anyways, when they show you pictures right here, a lot of times they show you their picture of the people, but this time doesn't have. And so that's just 1 out of 100, however many hosts that it lists in Italy, right? And so, anyways, you can just go through here and then find the perfect host. These guys are funny. All right, so there it is. I just wanted to show you guys the basics, and you can go through it and find the perfect host for you, and whatever you feel comfortable with. You can go with somebody has tons of experience as host and has tons of ratings. If it gives you that warm and fuzzy. If you're a little bit more risky, you can go with somebody that is the first time host, because most likely, if they're genuine about it, if they just really want to meet people like us, like we wanted to be hosts because we want to meet people, we wanted to get better at becoming workawayers in the future, and everybody has to start somewhere. So if you want to take a chance with somebody like that, like like a family like us, then somebody that doesn't have experience or any reviews is not necessarily bad, right? Now, because you register with the website, it's almost like Airbnb, where everything it's communication back and forth. It's important. Being able to have that middleman, the workaway staff, is important. In my situation, when I first posted my profile, they felt that the job that I was asking them to do, I was asking them to, help me with the photography company and dealing with customers. They're like, well, okay, but once you start dealing with customers, you start dealing with payment. And for somebody that's not getting paid to do that job, maybe it's not the best thing to have them receive payment, which I agree with. And I changed my requirements. So now I kind of just asked them to help me with editing pictures when I get backed up and things like that. That way they don't deal with customers directly. So just to give you some background, the 3 biggest expenses when you travel is transportation, plane, train, automobile, right? Accommodations, hotels, Airbnb, hostels, whatever. And then food and knickknacks, things that you want to buy for yourself. So those are the 3 major expenses. Now with workaway.info, 2 of them are taken care of. You don't have to pay accommodations. You don't have to pay the food. Some of them offer you like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some of them just offer you breakfast, or some just offer you dinner. But they all tell you right there what they're providing. Okay, and so the only thing you have to pay for now is transportation. And if you're traveling when everybody else is either working or in school, now you're dealing with prices on the cheap. Not when it's peaking, not when everybody's trying to travel and go somewhere, but when most people can't travel. So even though you're still paying for your own transportation, you're saving money, because most likely you can travel. If you decide to do this full time, you're traveling when everybody else is working or in school. So I'm not sure what you think about this. But in case you haven't noticed, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait until I can actually go and travel with my family and meet new people and learn new languages and eat new food. If you're not as excited as I am after I've shown you this, then maybe traveling is not for you. But if you are, if there's a little inkling of excitement in there, that means that maybe this is something that you might enjoy and most likely could possibly change your life. Now, because I haven't been a volunteer or workaway, then I can't tell you that every experience is going to be positive or every experience is going to be negative. But I have talked to the workawayers that are staying with us now, and they love it. They swear by it. It's the best thing they've done. It's changed their life. It changed their perspective. I know I was all over the place for this video. I just can't wait for us to be able to do this. So I just want to ask you to follow me and my family on this journey. I want to make videos so that you guys can see and experience this workaway with us. Even if in the beginning it's just as a host, eventually we're gonna actually do that and be the volunteers. And I want you guys to experience that with us. So please subscribe to this channel. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments below. And man, I'm still excited. See you guys in the next one.